Hey everybody, it's Wednesday night. We've got a new show, some new snakes, and a new giveaway. Stay tuned.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Superdwarf Show. My name is Thomas.
I'm Garrett Hartle, and we're glad to have you back here at Out Reptiles.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, we got a pretty good show for you guys. I think it might be regarding one of the best things ever. But one of the things that we're going to do is actually name a couple of snakes. To look at the snakes, we actually have... Hold on a sec. I got a pile of snakes.
Dude, I'm so stoked for this.
Do you want to tell them where we got this and why we even have this?
We're telling about the thing that's hanging above your head, right?
Yeah.
Looming, waiting to crash down at any second.
It's not a snake. I'll give you a hint.
It's not. It's actually
Snakes
Snake Cam. You guys generously donated super chats, and we were able to rig up a Snake Cam, which we will show in a second here.
This girl's in food mode. He wants
okay,
to show
here,
you
ready?
high def
Ready?
Garrett's arms getting bit.
I can't
Go.
wait. Cut.
Boom. Snake Cam.
Boom. Snake Cam. Thank you so much for you guys' generosity. So we were able to buy the Snake Cam. Just so you guys know, super chat update. Garrett, do you wanna tell them what we do when we get super chats?
Yeah, so if you guys super chat in during the show, it's going to go towards a specific thing to make the show a little bit better. So just our way of saying kind of thanks for watching and try to make it a better and better experience for you guys. What is the money from any super chats during this show going towards?
This show, the same as last show, is going towards our backdrop. As you can see, it's pretty boring. And if you guys are on our Patreon live stream, you can see how exciting the Patreon backdrop is.
It's getting pretty cool. Don't you have an angle,
amazing.
like a wide angle?
I think
you
I have
can
a
show
picture.
them?
Yeah, here.
Thanks to your super chats.
Right there.
Go.
There's an awkward
Over
hole
there.
where my camera is supposed to be. It's just I didn't fix it. But you can see the picture there. That's what Ashley's setup looks like. It looks amazing. So if you want to get a setup that looks nicer, because everything's competitive around here.
We have some pretty cool plans. I was taking measurements today.
Oh,
but
yeah?
let's show them the Snake Cam. Check this out.
Back to the Snake Cam.
Finally, guys, we have a camera where we can show you the details of the animals up close right here from the studio set. So they're well lit. You can check them out. That's
Dude, it
pretty
looks
cool.
so good.
Yeah.
Except, ready? Watch. Everybody watch.
Something?
When you stomp, the whole camera shakes. So you can
Why
tell
are
every
you
time
stomping
someone
around
walks
the
by.
studio here, Thomas?
It's a little earthquake.
You need to figure out the lighting. Well, you have like an arm to an arm to an arm here. Stop making earthquakes.
You guys
Jeez, man.
would be impressed with how much jerry rigging I did today.
Oh,
I literally stopped and was like, Garrett, I've reached a new level of like just how did this fit together? I don't know how it's fitting together, but it works. There's like 4 or 5 different things going. So yeah, I'm excited. Good production here. Wait, where's your snake? It's not under there anymore.
Well, just change the camera angle here.
There you go. This one's on you now.
Can't just
Our
leave it
weight
on
of the show
snake
falls
cam.
on you. So
There's
what's
the
new
snake.
around here besides the Snake Cam? What do we got? We did.
We're gonna name this girl. I have this girl and one other one, and you'll see the significance why if you watch our vlog channel. It has to do with some goings on over there. If you guys stick around to the end of the show, we're gonna name this one girl that I had to introduce the Snake Cam, and another little girl. And so stick around to the end. What you'll do is actually shout out your name suggestions in the comments, and Thomas will read them off, and I will pick one. So that's pretty fun. And if you stick around after that, I mean, that's the end of the show here, live for the YouTube land. But if you jump on Patreon, you can just go to patreon.com/reachoutreptiles and join there. We have a show after the show. So we actually have our Patreon hangout after party. And one of the things we do there is little giveaways. And so this week, you thought this was a regular Superdwarf mug. Here, let's go to the Snake Cam and show them what this mug has. All right, so this is...
close. Lift it up.
You got it?
Lift it up. There you go.
All right.
Quick.
Wait, we'll go this way. Quit messing with everything, Thomas. You're going to...
I'm enjoying it.
Okay, so we have obviously Reach Out Reptiles mug. No big deal until you flip and you see our little custom illustration with rule of thumb and size matters mug. So this is actually pretty fun. One of our patrons, Hannah Lily, and her kids have a printing company that we get these from. So that was pretty cool. This illustration is unrelated to the caption, is actually from our upcoming Superdwarf Care Guide. And so we grabbed some illustrations that were kind of fun because it's a fully illustrated care guide. We went over to our Patreon community and we had them do like a caption contest. And so this one, apparently, size matters, which is appropriate for Superdwarfs, I guess.
We have some really fun ones. Those are available on the website.
These are available now. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones, but we're going to give this one away for free. So if you would like to win the Awkward Size Matters Reach Out Reptiles mug, it is definitely a conversation starter. Are you still on the snake cam?
I was for a second. I realized.
You have more than one camera now, Thomas. You have to pay attention.
Man. A lot of pressure.
Yeah, no kidding. You can't just sit over there and stomp.
You know what I
the whole
realized
show.
too?
What?
Finish your giveaway thing. I realized
I was just saying you can't just sit over there stomping anymore because you have a job to do.
So you mentioned wide shot. My brain was not connecting what you meant. I'm gonna flash the wide shot you actually were talking about for a sec.
So we have our 2 studios. We'll jump over there next for the last one.
You guys could see, get stoked. Good time.
So last week on this channel, we tried a little bit of a different format. It was, I think, kind of fun. Wasn't necessarily maybe the heaviest hitting or deep diving topic, but it was one that I think is applicable to everybody, and you guys seem to enjoy it based on the comment section there. But it was our everyday carry around the reptile shop. Did you guys see the video?
What you got in your pockets, but it's instead of a pocket, it's a snake room.
Yeah, and it was we did the top 5 items, like the go-to things that we use all the time, and it gives you a little bit of insight onto how we maintain the collection over there and everything like that. I also, named a few of my preferences for different products and things, something to help you guys out that you might want to consider, and especially people who are just getting their first couple of snakes. There's always that thing where you have a few new snakes, you're really excited, you've been buying them, you got your new babies, that's cool. You have the setups, maybe they're around your house. You got one like in your kitchen, one in the bedroom, one maybe out in the living room to freak out the in-laws. And then eventually you're like, having new babies is the best thing ever. And so I need more of them, and you end up taking over snake room. At that point, if you're like, I know people that have 1 snake. I don't know anybody that has like 4 snakes. It's either like 1, maybe 2 if it was like each kid has their own snake, or 35. There's no in between.
Tima Peepgrass, sorry if I butchered that, says guilty on living room, kitchen, and 1 in the bedroom.
Did she?
Yeah,
Wait.
guilty on the whole
There
keeping things in random
is.
places. Ron has 5, Erica has 5.
All the way around. And that's kind of the thing. And that actually ties into our topic too, because like when you're first getting in, having new babies is the best thing ever. And then like you guys saw in the thumbnail, this show is actually going to be about having new babies. And even after all these years of breeding, we're like something around 40 clutches in this year, 30 some clutches, of hatching just dwarf and superdwarf retics. It still never gets old. Having new babies is just the best.
Jeez, Adam, I don't know how to say the last name. Snakes everywhere, 55 plus. I can't tell if Adam is saying they're 55 years old or plus, like they get the senior discount at Denny's, or
I'm pretty sure that's
they
not
have more than 55 snakes.
I'm
gonna go with the second
more
guess.
than 55 snakes.
Hannah Ricker has 2. Everybody's shouting it out. Chris Shar has 5.
Yeah, let us know in the comment
drop
section.
a
How
poll.
many snakes do you guys have? So I did hear a 2. That's unusual.
I'm gonna put a poll. How many snakes do you have?
How's that a poll?
Well, I'm gonna say, do you have over or under?
Oh, okay.
Over 10 snakes or less than 10 snakes?
Let's hear what it is. Yeah. So, thumbs up or thumbs down. What do you guys think about the new baby thing? I mean, I think it is literally borderline addictive because you get a snake, you're fascinated with the snake. At first, like when I was a kid, I remember my first exotic snake anyway, something I didn't just catch outside and hide in my room. I had to beg my mom for it. She did not want me to have a snake. And I was like, this will be my next 2 birthdays and Christmases, and I will pay for it by myself. And I really, really wanted this. It was a little Irian Jaya carpet python. And it was a mean little snake that was at a Petco. They couldn't sell it because it was bitey, and I would go in and hold it all the time as a teenager. And I was able to hold it and calm it down, and it didn't bite me, but it would bite everyone else. I thought that was cool. I just had to have it. So I get the snake, and I'm like, yes, finally I have a snake. I'd had a lot of reptiles at that point, but never a snake because my mom was afraid of them. And so now you have your...
You also carried rattlesnake.
I didn't say her fears weren't justified.
The facts are.
Yeah, we definitely, she started out nervous around snakes, and then we made her terrified around snakes. But yeah, I got my first exotic snakes. I'm doing all kinds of research, reading every magazine that I could back then. It wasn't the internet, it was magazines and stuff. And then you start to see, I remember, how many of you guys remember this? If you're old school and you read the Vivarium magazine, they had photo classifieds in the back of the magazine. It was the coolest thing ever. Because when you read a magazine, it was either advertisements like from large, like the Zoo Med type companies and stuff like that. Or it was the actual articles about what the snakes were about. But those photo classifieds is where people would drop their new clutches. Now, sometimes, like we have a new clutch that we're going to share today. These days, I can have a new clutch and it might be sold in a week, if
not pre-sold.
But back then, it was like once a month, the magazine would come out. They would have pictures of their newest snakes for sale. So you could look and you're like, oh my gosh, these snakes are actually out there in the universe, potentially able to be owned by me. And I would thumb through these old photo classifieds. And that's where I think the addiction comes from, because you dive into studying for the snake that you have, and then you learn all these new things. And then you just gotta, you gotta kind of collect them all. You know what I mean?
Okay, so, wait, do you want the numbers on, we have 23 votes.
Yeah, let's hear
the numbers. So 26%, I wish it would show me like how many people. 26% of the people that voted have more than 10, 65% have less than 10, and 9% have just one.
Wow.
So like
so not too many ones, and then it jumps.
Yeah, exactly. It jumps big time.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's just kind of the way that it goes. It's way too much fun.
Someone wants another poll for how long people have been keeping snakes.
How long you've been keeping snakes?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like all the people have been keeping them as long as me don't know how to use YouTube, so they wouldn't even be here. It would be an unfair poll.
It's not a competition.
Know.
It's just
I mean, if you go back to that first carpet python, I was 15 when I got that. I mean, I was breeding rattlesnakes a little earlier than that, and I had gopher snakes and things like that from outside, whatever I could catch, ringneck snakes.
Super chat from J Hill Jr. Gania Gahaka. Thank you for the $15 to help with the background, etc. For the studio. Remember to hit the like. J Hill Jr. Gania Gahaka said,
"You are the man. Thank you,
yes,
sir."
He and Christina are the people. They're very sweet people.
They're driving.
They support this channel.
They're driving. Hey, that's actually something
like
I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away yet, but something that's coming up in the works. G.I. Joe is incubating his new idea for rewarding, cool reward system for
Speaking
people
of
like
G.I. Joe
that love to talk about us. G.I. Joe's walking through in the background.
What up, guys? How are y'all?
Good to see you.
He's got something cooking. You guys love the snakes, just like we said. It's fun to have those babies. You're researching those babies. The next step, though, honestly, is talking about those babies and getting them out there, especially if it's something like dwarfs and super dwarfs. I think a lot of people, it used to be just a few years ago, nobody even knew what they were. Now I think most people know what they are, but haven't experienced them themselves. And so for those of you guys that love spreading that reach out reptiles kind of messages and stuff like that, we have something coming up for you guys. So stay tuned. It's going to be fun. All right. I say we check out some new baby snakes.
Yes. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. It's like 1 or more years. What's a good increment? 5 or more years?
Just count it in your lifetimes. Small increments.
Nice. So 22 years. How many of you guys have been keeping it longer
22
than
years
Thomas?
And less. 22 years or more.
Thomas has
or
been
you don't
alive.
have one at all. And if you don't, check these. Now,
Shorter than.
fair notice, this is just to share and show off with you guys. These may not actually all be for sale. Some of them definitely are not, but these are some of the cute new babies. So here we have, you got your snake cam ready?
Yes.
All fired up, Thomas.
Ready?
Check this guy out.
Ooh.
This is one of the wild types from the clutch. We have some morphs in here, but I always love looking at the wild types because you can see all the differences. You know, most mutations remove something. It removes pattern. It removes an element of color. But when it's all still on there, you can really see what the bloodline is doing. So this is kind of a fun, tight, aberrant bloodline. You can actually see like along the side rosettes there. Look how thick that black outline is on some of these.
Alessa Brazo says, "Oh my God, I've been keeping snakes for more than one Thomas."
You're not alone. You're not alone. So this one's pretty cool. Where should we go from here? I want to show you guys some of these morphs. So we have the wild type, and then we have probably what is a classic favorite of many. If you remove the darker elements of pigmentation, you get an albino. In this case, it's a purple phase albino. And again, with the wild type pattern, you can see all the funkiness of that bloodline. Like, check out on this purple. Look at that whole tail section where the side rosettes turned into vertical bars. You see that? I love that.
I'm going to lower this.
This is very cool. Here it comes. Zooming in. Look at those vertical bars. Ooh, aren't those cute? And look at those colors. I mean, this is why I feel like
I'm going to bounce to the main shot.
Are king. They're just such beautiful snakes, like right out of the wild. And then when you start adding morphs to it, they just blow up. So something simple like albino in other species is insane. It looks like a butterfly with retic. So these guys are pretty cool. And then the other element that was in this clutch, which I don't have one here, is an anery, which would take the oranges out to make the wild type. Very silver, but I do have an anery golden child. Oh no, snake cam P. Thomas, I need a paper towel. Whoo! Here's one that everybody seems to love. This is an anery golden child. So hold on a second. Right here. Help me out here, bud.
There you go.
I got I got my hands full of snakes.
I'm not the snake guy.
Yeah, you can do this.
You're right.
I believe in you.
Thank you, dude.
If you can bounce around, make everything obnoxious.
Oh, sorry, baby. I just smacked that one.
There we go. So here we have an anery golden child. So instead of brown, it's going to be it's like a charcoal gray silver. And that golden child is a mutation that it makes it partially patternless, basically. Removes most of the pattern. And so what you end up with this thing is like a charcoal gray oil slick of a snake. And then you can start making different combos. Now, the anery golden child's already a combo. But what would happen if you took the color of this purple and added albino to it? You get to see, bada bing, bada boom. Pew, look at that.
Ooh.
These babies are from an animal that we actually produced, which is cool because that means these are like grandbabies of our snakes.
People really like the anery
male
GC.
side and the female side. And Don Munson was involved in the male side. We have history going way back on those things. It's pretty cool, all the way back down to Sean DeBoard line Jamp Anery. The mom side was Richard Bilbo stuff, so it was pretty cool.
Anery GC's getting
These
a lot
guys'
of love.
grandma was Tammy. So here's a albino golden child. What do you guys like better? Let us know.
Anery GC.
Anery
I'll
golden
tell you
child
that
or
right
albino
now.
golden child, though? Out of these two, what do you like, the dark or the light? I'll tell you, I usually like the darker stuff, but
Ooh,
what's
it's cool.
really
it's like donating
cool,
around it. It looks really cool on
yeah,
camera.
what's really cool about this purple golden child is it actually has quite a bit of pattern left, and so you can really see that pattern thrown out in those colors, which is pretty neat. So again, wild type, purple albino, purple golden child, anery golden child.
Oh, we're getting some
So the breeding was a
albinos.
very high percentage Superdwarf. Double het snow. It was 87.5% dwarf and Superdwarf total. And then the mom was a 62.5, or I mean dad, sorry, was 62.5 dwarf and Superdwarf. So pretty high percentage. Cute little babies. So we got all these guys. And then the coup de grace, the one to hit.
What does that word even mean? Oh, one to hit?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know. This is the long odds.
Keys to
Snake.
resistance.
We have anery, we have golden child, and we have purple albino. as potential mutations. Here's a couple of 2 gene combos. Oh, look at that snake bite from the snake cam. Probably my fault.
I couldn't see it.
Like grabbing them like Medusa's hair. Is this animal here. So take a wild type retic, reduce the pattern, reduce the color. Ow, ow, ow. Getting bit over here. Hey.
Oh, we're going to the main shot. Oh, we can't see it from there.
Take the color away, take the pattern away. You're taking 2 dimensions of color away, actually. And so you take all the...
you said Gene.
Uh-oh.
Christina Hill is...
she's waiting.
All right.
She's
Well,
waiting.
Wow. Quick moment to
Ready
say
pounce on
20.
me. Getting bit by a snake
We have
over here.
28
I'm
votes.
getting corrected. Here we go.
We have 28 votes.
Okay.
And 25% of the people have been keeping snakes longer than I've been alive.
There you go.
75% has been
I'm in
shorter.
good company. You guys do know how to use YouTube. Congratulations.
So I make you feel old,
That's
and you make me
awesome.
feel very young.
So this is kind of the, trying to get it all together. And this is the result of a snake where we're like, how do we get a snake that's almost white, right? You can kind of dream about these kind of custom creations. So you want a snake that's almost white, but with just a little bit of pattern on it, something that's weird, funky, aberrant. So this would be the Snow Golden Child. I remember we were one of the first. Eric Lee actually produced the first one. We were second place and first to actually let one be sold because Eric and I produced them like back to back. I was, I think, 3, 4, 5 months after him. But these are pretty cool. They grow up to be a range from like highlighter yellow to bone white. And this one here, it looks definitely more on the white side of the spectrum. But they have that cool, almost Maltese cross head stamp of the Golden Child. And the purple on these is almost a gray in of itself. So it's like a smoky gray pattern on a ivory or bone white snake.
Super chat, you're getting muted. You can no longer talk. Talk and Shoot Gaming says, well, we also don't do music, so that was kind of funny that you were dancing to absolutely nothing. But Talk and Shoot Gaming with the $10. Thank you so much, Talk and Shoot Gaming. He says, hey, I've been watching you guys for a little less than a year now, but this is my first time catching a live. Just wanted to let you know you're awesome. Talk and Shoot, thank you so much, man. You're still muted. You're still muted. Welcome, Richard Bilbo. We were talking about you earlier, right? Hold on. You're unmuted.
Talk and Shoot, thank you very much for the 10 bones. That's awesome. We'll put that towards the background. You'll have to join more lives. It's good to have you on here. Richard Bilbo, this is one of your grandbabies. It's weird. It's like you and Don Munson had a love child without knowing it. But this is one of Tammy's babies, Richard. Check it out. Purple Snow Golden Child from a Poss double het snow that actually proved out to be a het. Pretty cool. Mom was only like 8.5, 9 feet. Tiny little thing. Super cute. This was her first clutch. So this is pretty fun. I'm going to actually bring these guys back up, but I'm going to leave them in this tub because they're too hard to control. I can't control them in my hands. Here they are. Look at that. What a nice little
hold on.
spread.
We're back on the snake cam. We weren't for a second.
I wish you guys could see all the eyes and stuff. This is so fun. Maybe you can. Let's see. So you go from like the wild type eye.
Hannah Ricker has never caught a live either.
Ooh, hey,
welcome, Hannah.
Can you see the eye color
First
on that,
live.
Thomas? On the snake cam?
Yeah, it's orange, right?
Bright
The
orange.
copper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold
like
it up even higher.
Bright
Hold
orange,
it
baby.
Right up in the
All
lens.
right.
See
And
if
then
we can focus.
to like the purple and anery and golden child together eye color. Let's see if we can get a comparison. I got to turn them sideways. They're not going to like it. Ooh.
Oh, it's nice.
Can you guys see it?
It's nice.
Isn't that cool? So I mean, there's everything in there. Eye color is variable in these guys too. I was actually listening to a Strength in Leo's podcast, which is a leopard gecko podcast with our buddy Evan, and he was talking about like the 3 different eye changing genetics in leopard geckos, and I was like, why don't we have eye changing genetics? We actually like the morphs will change the eyes, but I don't think anyone has. Like they have a marble eye. They have, I don't know, I forget. What are the other ones you guys know?
Sweet. Yeah, leopard gecko people speak up. Christina says, I love it when Alpha Thomas comes out. When he gets a taste of power, you're still muted.
Here,
Also,
here.
Darlene Kersey from the Kersey Crew Zoo says, I made it. Kentucky in the house.
What's
Welcome,
up?
Kentucky.
How's it going?
Thank you for
All
joining us on
right,
the
look
show.
at that pile of babies.
Ooh,
Wouldn't
man.
you?
Dude, I love this snake
Who
cam.
wants to just have
Cool.
like this pile of babies in their hand right now? They are just so cute.
Yeah, I don't need to know the exact number, but is it more or less
than Thomases have been
$20,000?
alive. This snake?
If every year I was alive was $1,000, is that pile worth more or less?
I think it's less than 20,000. This is more than 10,000. This
Okay.
handful.
Solid.
So they start out lower, and
All right,
they get higher
bidding
from there.
will
I can
start at
actually-
9,000.
Let me see if I can-
9,100.
Let
9,100.
me see if I can access.
Dude, is auctioning off snakes on the internet legal? Because if
I
it
don't know.
was,
People do it all the time.
This would be a good setup for it.
People do it all the time. Whether it's legal, I think it's legal. I think most platforms discourage it.
Probably.
I don't know. I mean, with our following, with our crew, I think we'd be okay. But I would always be nervous about who's buying the snakes.
Yeah, it's
You
a
know.
lot more of a wild card thing.
It's so, the idea of an auction is the ultimate
Oh, what if we did a charity auction? What if we did
last minute decisions, and that's not really the way you want to pick up an animal that lives 30 years.
What if we did
Look
like
at those
a
cute baby heads.
online
These
charity
are so
auction?
cute.
That'd be kind of
These guys are so cute. We're missing a head though. Where's our
All
little
right. I
pattern
love talking to
purple?
myself. Let me know what you guys think.
Sorry,
An
I'm
online charity
in
auction.
love.
I'm just thinking like US ARC
I'm
auction,
in love
but
over
like
here.
if we have a good charity to go for, we have some random crap to just throw out.
One
Sell
of
it on the
one of the
internet
snakes wants to see
for charity.
be seen up
Oh,
close.
all right,
Henry
snake
Golden
cam.
Child.
Back to it.
Yay. That's so cute. These are just so cute. Is it okay if we just hang out here and oogle baby snakes?
Darlene says using
Man, you
this
guys are
live
all
for therapy. LOL, been rough lately, but y'all always make me smile. Darlene, we are here for you every other Wednesday.
if
Glad
this,
we can make you smile.
if this doesn't do it for you, Darlene, I don't know what does. This is just for me, this is heaven. Handful
Oh,
of
yeah.
baby super dwarfs.
That's snake cam is therapy.
That's so cool. Especially like I'm more of a locality than a morph guy myself, but when you have this much variety
Dude,
coming out
it's-
of one
it's
box of
rainbow. It's a
eggs,
snake rainbow.
it is. It's just mind-boggling that you can get this. I think we take it for granted because so many snakes have been so supremely developed. Snakes, lizards, fish, all that stuff. When we look at koi and ball pythons and stuff like that, all the different varieties that someone has put so much time and effort into doing as a hobby to bring these out for people that can just kind of casually come along and grab a snake. So it's kind of funny. You were talking about pricing, and this is not a cheap clutch because it has a lot of cool morphs and it's a lot of high percentage Superdwarf stuff. But, people come along
Super
and
chat.
they get stuff. They're like, oh, I have to wait a year for Karampas.
Super
do
chat, super chat. You're getting muted. That's the buy-in, guys. Garrett gets muted. We get more stuff in the background. Everybody wins. I'm just kidding, Garrett. It's not personal. Eric Blake says, "How many babies in the clutch?" All right, you're unmuted.
Oh, that's a good question.
With the $2, thank you, Eric. We appreciate you, man. Just announcement. All of the super chats from tonight go towards the backdrop because it looks really boring and we want to do a little more. Also, all the super chats from the previous couple weeks have gone towards this amazing snake cam. Now we have this. It's super fun to be able to see snakes from this perspective on the live show. Also a couple comments I wanted to shout out. Dorian Kundel says, haven't been around since April, and wow,
What's
change.
up, Dorian?
What is up? Welcome back to the Superdwarf Show.
Heck yeah.
Jeremy Anderson sends long time no ROR. Good to see you all. It is good to see you
Coming
too,
back
Jeremy.
around.
Thanks for stopping by. Darlene Kersey again says, I will own a Superdwarf one day, and it's all because of you.
Woohoo!
Woo!
So
What's the goal? What's
to
the goal
answer
in the
your
super chats,
question,
by the way?
Eric,
Do we
it's-
have a goal?
it's here. Oh,
Yeah, no, but
final
like,
number? Oh, God.
What would you guess is your dream?
I
so you
don't know.
haven't
We
told
were
me?
literally talking about building out like a little stage, special lighting. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, for the stage one, I would say our goal is $100.
$100.
Yeah, because we want to do some cool stuff with some wood.
Do you know how much wood costs these days?
You're right. We're in recession. $200.
Let's say $200. We'll start with that.
which means we are $27.
Like we said, this hobby, guys, bringing you guys this stuff, it's a labor of love. We really appreciate you guys coming along with it. I love that you guys love this stuff enough to participate, even financially, with us as we set these kinds of things up.
It is very appreciated.
That's really good times.
Christina
Also,
says, wow,
if you
Thomas
guys want to
is feeling the
dictate
power.
what we talk about on these shows, we ask our Patreon all the time. Our Patreon have their own. They have their
Super
own.
chat, you're getting muted again. Woo! Sorry, Garrett. Poor Garrett getting muted. Gorgeous clutch of babies. That's Mr. and Mrs. Morelia. Thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Morelia. Okay, you're unmuted. I'm
I
enjoying
was
this new
just
format.
gonna say that Patreon has their own Instagram. It's like a private thing they follow, where Ashley throws up a bunch of stuff. We get a lot of your guys' input for a lot of the things that we do here at the shop, like captioning our coffee mugs and what do we want to talk about in the show and all that kind of
And
stuff.
hold on, flash wide shot. Back to the regular thing.
Are you just having fun with camera angles
I
now?
am, dude. We have so many camera angles.
All right, so if you don't want to join our Patreon, that's totally cool. We're just glad to have you guys here, but you can still participate in the show. You can get on the show. How can they get on the show? With a special hashtag. You want to tell them about that?
Yeah. Okay. Well, so this is something we just started, so the participation has been lacking. But
We need
I
you
really
guys.
want to encourage you guys to use. Let me pull up my thing so I know exactly what I'm
We're going to
talking
put
about.
cute babies away. Good night.
SD Show.
Goodbye, baby.
SD Show Live.
I love
Hashtag SD Show Live on Facebook. Oh, Snake Cam. Hold on. Going back to Snake Cam. Pull the lid off.
I love you, babies. You guys are so cute.
They are very cute. All right. Use hashtag SD Show Live on basically whatever you post of your animals or your setups or whatever. That'll be the best way for us to be able to see those. And then, when we finally get submissions, we'll look at them and it'll be a good time. So if you guys want to see your pictures on the Superdwarf Show.
Wait, didn't you say you had a couple?
Well, I kind of did, but then I realized they were just old and people were just hashtagging things. But I can whip them out.
Break a couple out.
Caught
Let's bring 'em on.
Fago has, I'm absolutely in love with this new Hypo IMG.
Oh, I wish I could see that. I can't
Hold
see
on,
it.
hold on. I'll
Let
pass.
me see.
I'll show the people first.
I want to see it.
Hold on. They can see it. Okay, right. Garrett, here.
I want to see it. Hold on. I got a phone here.
Hypo IMG. I didn't put it on.
Ooh. Looks very IMG. Increased melanin gene.
Wait, that's a retake?
Yeah, but
That's insane.
apparently it's not very aptly named because it should be increased
Oh, super chat.
melanin mutation. It should be an IMM.
Super chat. We got super chat from Talk and Shoot Gaming. All right, $200 tonight, boys. Let's go.
Dude,
Talk and Shoot
stepping
Gaming.
up.
Thanks
Thank
for pulling up
you.
and moving
That's
in a
awesome.
big way. We're
All
at
right.
37 out of 200. Maybe we'll get fancy enough to have a little counter on the screen, but
Or another
For
coffee
now.
mug.
we just have the paper.
All right. So let me show you the other snake that we're going to name. We're going to talk about some sad stuff for you guys. Is that okay? We got cute babies. Let's talk about some sad stuff. Does anyone know what sad stuff I'm going to talk about?
Oh,
Shout it
I
out in
have
the
a
comments.
really
I bet some of you guys know.
bad feeling. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
sad
feeling
stuff.
really good until you said we were gonna talk about sad stuff.
Do you know what I'm going to talk about?
I don't know. I
Do
hope
they know what I'm going to talk about?
we'll give him a second.
Here. This one's deep.
Does it have anything to do with that snake in front of you?
Yeah.
What is that snake?
This is a pure Karampa.
All right, give people a second, see if they know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Shout it out in the
Wait,
comment section.
that's a pure
Ooh.
crop. How old is that?
This is the oldest captive bred. Well, not the oldest, but from the first clutch of our head annery female. So she is
All right.
2.5 years old.
So some people are saying J Hill Jr. said, "Yup, the Karampa." If you
Whoop,
want,
she's
if you
going
didn't
straight
know,
for the snake cam.
If you didn't know, we'll put the snake cam on. If you didn't know, then
We-
clearly you don't watch the vlog. If you want to watch the vlog, there's a link in the description.
It's
you can
called
check that
Wild
out.
World TV. It's kind of what goes on behind the scenes around here. And I won't rehash the whole thing, but we lost a critical animal. And this is the second one we've lost now. So all these years of trying to put together a U.S. group of Karampas, which before we had worked with these animals had never been bred in captivity here in the U.S. They still haven't been bred in captivity here in the U.S. outside of us. But one of the original wild-caught females, she had a rough 2 years ago, she had a rough clutch. We gave her a year off of breeding last year.
All right. I'm
let
going
her
to be a
health
little
up,
nicer with this super chat, but Zach Bell has dropped in.
and then she passed away. What's up, Zach?
Zach Bell with the $5. Thank you so much, Zach.
Thanks, dude.
Are there any visual markers for het aneries? My possible het anery Karampa cross just shed and his sides are much lighter and more silver.
I mean, that's kind of it. The anery gene almost works as an incomplete dominant, where the anery mutation, as incomplete dominant mode of inheritance, where you can kind of see it in the hatchlings. The thing about the Karampas is they really change a lot as they grow. They hatch out surprisingly like bright gold, and then most of them are quite silver as adults. In fact, our aneries and our wild types, the older adult ones, they weren't visual aneries, they were hets, but you couldn't tell the difference. They all looked very silver. So it's not until you start producing babies, like the babies are night and day difference, and then we're gonna go here, we're gonna go. Thomas, come hold this poopy snake.
No shot. We just got a super chat from Christina Hill.
Oh man.
Oh, that's better not be on any of my gear, dude.
Is there gear right in front of this
No,
test?
I think we're good.
I was trying to go for a clean area. Hold on, let's get snake cam of this.
Yep, with snake
Here we
cam
go.
on.
This is what it's for, guys. This is where all your money goes. This right here
Oh, it's on the desk, bro.
is
It's
the
gonna get on-
rarest
it's
of
on
the
desk,
rare.
dude. Oh my gosh.
Karampa urates.
Oh, bro.
Oh man, look at that.
We're gonna get
here
age
comes the
gated.
good stuff. Oh, that is a well-fed snake.
If you guys are just
Look
showing
at
up,
how healthily fed.
if you guys are just
this
showing up and
2.5-year-old Karampa
no idea
is.
what's going on, this is the new snake cam.
Welcome to the Superdwarf Show.
Christina Hill dropped in with the $10. Thank you, Garrett, for helping
Whoa.
push the
I don't know
reptile.
if you can zoom in, but there's a little squiggle of urates
Bro,
right
I'm
here that
muting-
looks like
I'm muting you. You're going muted. All right, I'm zooming in. But we got 2 super chats. Christina Hill, thank you, Garrett, for helping push the reptile community lingo into the proper terminology. If we want to be better, we have to do better. Much love. Thank you so much, Christina. If you don't know what she's talking about, the difference between gene and, what is it? Morph? Right? Yes. Yes. Being a little more specific on that. I should unmute you
something
before you
like
talk.
an
There you go.
anery or an albino. I'm muted.
You are now unmuted. Oh, wait, you're muted again. Hold on. Erica Christian with the $5 says, first Tinley next week. Oh, let's go. That's super hype. What's sounds good. What's the protocol for talking to vendors? Vendors are busy, but can I try on a size 9-foot snake? Ask 100 questions, show you my pets. I mean, if you have the VIP pass, that's probably the best day to do it, right? Oh, you're unmuted.
I'm muted.
You're unmuted.
Oh, I'm unmuted?
There you are.
Okay. Woo. Man, we are cleaning snake poop all day, all night long around here. Yeah, I mean, the best thing to do is get that VIP pass. I know we gave a couple away the other week to Tinley, but that's where you could get in early, where you're not dealing with thousands of people. It's just hundreds of people. And then you can have a little bit more time.
Retake Fest. If you didn't make it to Retake Fest, then you should have. Because you can ask 1,000 questions and try
Yes.
on a 20-foot retake or 19-foot retake.
Yeah, so we will have some snakes out if you're there early on Friday while we're setting up. We take all the snakes out from their transport containers to their display containers, and so that would be the best time if you wanted to get hands-on with the animals. If you really want to get hands-on with the animals, though, like, most breeders, and you can't blame them for this, they try to keep the animals to themselves, hand sanitizer and stuff before and after handling and everything. Because if you're touching someone else's snake that may contain, may carry parasites or diseases, then you come over and handle ours. Obviously that could be a problem, especially if you have animals that are, different species and things all under one roof. They're more susceptible to that. So the best way to do it is go to the more private events. Like we have a big party every summer that's Retic Fest right here at our facility. People come. We had between 150 to 200 people. We didn't get an exact count. that came out here in July just to come hang, look at the snakes, talk to other snake keepers, all dwarf and super dwarf related. It was pretty fun.
All right, I was just doing some mental math. We're now at 62 out of our goal of $200 to get upgrades for the backdrop and have it look all pretty. We'll drop Joe's email. Somebody had requested that. It's just info at Reach Our Reptiles, right?
That's it.
You want us to hook you up with some Superdwarf, absolute custom white glove treatment. Joe's the best. Go talk to him.
Or get your coffee mug online, or you can ask him about new babies hatching. We actually have a ton of stuff like that in stock right now, which is great. We had like quite a few late season clutches come in, which is very unusual for us. Almost every year by Tinley October, we're like sold out. You know, we're sold out of all the good stuff anyway, you know, like the good stuff. I mean, I love all our snakes. They're all good, but in any given clutch, there are more desirable and less desirable ones for different people. And so this year we actually have a great selection. So definitely come see us in Tinley at the Chicago NARBC. So let me tell you about the snake. We'll back up to the vlog thing that happened.
Yes, I'm going to also drop a poll for Tinley. Let us know if you're going or not. See how many of you guys are.
So there were literally only 3 known pairs of Karampas left in the United States. Is it possible that there's some crazy garage find? Someone's been sitting on it quietly and hiding under a rock? Yes, it's possible because I've found them before. But that we know of, there's only 3 pairs left. I had 2 pairs, and then there's one other pair out there at a buddy of mine, but theirs have never bred for them. So here at Reach Our Reptiles, we had the 2 females and the 2 males, and now we're down to 1 pair left, and it was our first and original pair to breed. So the second female ended up accidentally producing, big surprise to us, the Anery morph in the pure island locality Karampas, which is really cool because it's a naturally occurring color mutation. So I was really stoked on that. But this is the 2.5-year-old daughter from the very first clutch of our female that died in last week's vlog. So you guys can go check out Wild World TV if you want to hear the whole story on that. She's the only female that I kept back from that clutch, and she's from early 2020. So I have 2 females from that year, 1 from each clutch. And now we only have the 1 wild-caught female left. She bred last year. We are giving her this year off, which means in the 2023 season, there will be no captive bred Karampas in the U.S. whatsoever. 2024, we can attempt with the 1 wild-caught female, possibly one of these, but these are, you know, more likely going to be for the 2025 season. So when people are like, hey, I want a Karampa, I haven't heard anything on Karampas, it's because there's nothing happening. They're super rare. They're not established yet. And, man, it has been a lot of hard work just to get these guys to be viable. Fortunately, we have 2 totally unrelated bloodlines now, so we can continue them forward into the future with good outcrossed unrelated stock, which would be cool. And we can offer a color mutation in it, whether the normals or the Anerys. The Anerys are kind of, Anery Karampa is kind of like the unicorn, right? Rarest of the rare.
Why did I forgot I muted myself. I think I did burp or something.
Yeah, Christina, I'll talk on why naturally occurring morphs are unique. Typically, with the kinds of morphs that we see or appreciate in captivity, like a bright orange and purple snake, are not advantageous to them in the wild. They'd get picked off and not survive well. Interestingly, one of the most common mutations in the wild is one of the most controversial in captivity. I don't have any like scientific paper to back this up, but what I've heard is that scalelessness, like you guys have seen scaleless corn snakes, scaleless ball pythons, that is one of the most commonly found mutation in the wild as an adult. Things like albinos, you typically don't find as an adult. They're, you know, subject to predation, or they have a harder time sneaking up on prey and things like that. In the case of Anerys with the Karampas, these guys kind of ended up on these isolated islands of like dark gray coral reef stone. And so not having those vibrant orange colors are advantageous at different times of the year. So I would love to see a study on the anery mutations, like those kind of raider color, black, white, and silver snakes, and how they take advantage of different types of environment and terrain versus the normal types, which would be like more the bright golden ones. I wonder if the golden ones inhabit more in the grass. Good night, G.I. Joe. Or these ones hang out more on the rocks. I don't know. I wonder if they use those to their advantage, or it could be something that, naturally flip-flops back and forth, where the aneries are favored for a while because of whatever kind of natural conditions, and then it swaps back to the other ones. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty rare to find. All the aneries that exist came out of some kind of dwarf bloodline, any proven line of anery in captivity right now. So they all come from the same island chain. But it's pure localities are kind of rarely maintained in captivity, honestly, even though we talk about them a lot. So to get a visual anery of any pure locality is really, really special.
Cahill Jr. Ganya Gahaka says, Garrett, there's an idea. Name it Raider Morph.
The Raider Morph. There you go.
There's a kind of tragic story going on in the chat right now.
What's going on?
Beaker Moose says, I produced a purple bearded dragon in 2002, but it jumped off my hand into another cage and was eaten.
Oh, my goodness.
Same pairing, never produced anything close ever again.
Wow. So it's
had
probably
a blurry
the
photo
mutation.
from it being the only photo I think they had was from being on their hand. The flash made it jump. I was taking a photo for a larger buyer. That's tragic.
Wow, that's crazy. My only experience with that, I was able to find some Western banded geckos that had some different mutations. I found several of them actually in the wild, and that's kind of interesting because they're pretty shy and elusive, so I don't think they need their cryptic coloration as much. So there's quite a lot of variation on those in the wild. But we found like T-positive albinos, we found leucistics. We actually have a video on this channel of us finding a leucistic banded gecko in the wild, which is pretty crazy. It was when we were herping in the Phoenix area. Goodbye again, G.I. Joe. He just keeps walking in circles. I feel like he's doing laps.
A new drinking game for the Superdwarf Show is take a shot every time Joe walks by in the background.
Yeah.
Also,
it's supposed to be like a game, right? If I didn't show up in a reach out shirt, like I'm in a reach out shirt today.
Joe,
Yeah,
you should show up in a custom
strangely.
reach out shirt. Like you should make your.
Although
own
he's
reach
repping
out
the
style
coiled
shirts.
retics with the hat. Did you see that? There
Yeah,
you go.
well, Spencer's one of the boys. Spencer's one of the boys.
There you go.
Why are you? Come on, man. We're not that selfish, are
So
we?
listen, would you guys like to name this snake?
Ooh,
Believe
yep.
it or not, this Karampa female has literally never been named. All of my other older Karampas like this have names. She's the only one. So I kind of thought in honor of her mother passing away and all of this genetic bloodline kind of being on her shoulders, I think I have one of her younger sisters as well, that she really needs a name. So I'm going to let you guys do that tonight for hanging around.
Ooh.
Hanging with us on the Superdwarf Show, helping us out with a new background with your super chats. So go ahead and comment your name selections. If they come in the form of a super chat, they'll get extra consideration. How about that? They get thrown in the hat
I
twice.
like it. We're
so
at
to
62 out of 200. We very much appreciate those.
Thank you, guys.
So you
That's
look like
awesome.
you're standing there waiting to say something before we.
All right.
Before we,
So
I just want to hear names.
let's
gotcha.
hear some name suggestions on this rarest of rare. 66%.
I did want to
crosshead
take,
entry,
yeah,
Karampa
while those
female.
names are coming in, I did want to take a second to recognize Intrepid Exotics, who just hopped in the chat. Tim from Intrepid Exotics made us a US Arc video that's up on the US Arc channel, so huge shout out to him. Thanks for doing that.
Thanks, Tim. And if you guys aren't subscribed to the US Arc channel, definitely go do that. It
Link.
helps our entire industry,
I don't-
especially those of you guys that were mentioning that you haven't been around in a while. US Arc needs more now than ever. They have an official YouTube channel. We kind of MC that for them. But yeah, definitely go subscribe to that. It helps all of us in the reptile industry.
All right, we got some names.
Gee, look at her going.
All
Going
right,
for the
Snake Cam. All right, we got Bambi, Precious, Eve, Lilith. We do have a snake named Betty White. Gilda, Memories, Duchess. Her name is I. Say I, then locality. I, Karampa. Okay, all right. I see you. Candy, because she's so sweet. Princess, Lilith, Sterling, Manana, or Manana. Kind of like the Spanish version of that. Manana. Everest, Ophelia, Grail, Sophie, definitely royalty, not Camilla, please. Mora, Raider, Hestia, daughter of Rhea in Greek mythology, who's the mother goddess of Greek mythology. Easy way to honor the mother's recent passing. Unis, Latin for the one. Sweetie Pie, Opal, Perseverance. Miracle, Voodoo, Mortgage, Manzana, Manana.
I like how everyone's throwing these
Prima.
other language names out at you.
Well, I mean, it's missing the tilde on the end, but otherwise it is completely Spanish, which is like tomorrow apple, right? Or, yeah, I think Manzana's apple. Addie, because she can't sit still. Kuntak.
That'd probably be Countach, like the Lamborghini.
Is it spelled with a CH at the end?
Yep.
Not Kuntosh. I feel like
I hope
maybe
you're
that
on the
sounded...
snake cam because she is like
Yeah,
checking that
Aw,
snake cam out.
looks
Look at
cute. Morphia, Kawari, Nemo. I only said Bambi because her mom just died. Kuntosh, Morphia, Kawari, Nemo, Emiko, Exotic.
Okay, who
God.
said Prima? I think I'm going with Prima. on
Cousin?
This girl.
Erica Christian.
Whoa, nicely done, Erica.
Erica Christian.
job.
Here, I'm going to take a picture now. That way we guarantee that you
Just
get
take
it.
the screenshot. Got the snake cam screenshot.
I'm gonna, here.
Prima.
You go on the, I'm going to go on the main shot.
Look at how cute she is. You're such a poser, Prima. It's also kind of a prima donna. You know, she's special. They always do, don't they?
Hold on. Yeah, take a screenshot, Erica. That's going to get to you faster. I was thinking I should take a screenshot, but then I realized you guys see the same thing. Erica, post your screenshot on Instagram. We'll share it. We'll give you a shout out.
Prima.
But
I love
thank
it.
you for naming the...
Wait, I got one more.
You
You guys get another chance.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, so here's a 2.5-year-old. And then over here we have a 3-year-old. This one's a cross. She's a Madhu cross. Looks totally different. Also super tiny.
Christina says, excuse you, Garrett. All women are special.
Just depends on what kind of special. So here we actually have, this is a very weird, very dark Madhu. It's just a wild type. It came out of some platinum phantom breedings, but I kept this one because I wanted to see what this crazy dark and contrasted look would do in the future, especially in those smaller bloodlines. So she has very yellowish top saddles, but they're concealed. She almost looks like an IMG. Don't fall off, girl. But this is pretty cool. Hold on, I'm trying to put one away and hold on to this one. So she's pretty unusual. We talked about her in our breeder tier on her and her sister. I pulled them out and showed them just to talk about what different bloodlines can do from a selective breeding standpoint. But big white lines that are like these dashes going down and an almost black background. Still has a white belly. Look at that. These cool little triangular marks. Some of these almost look like, I love Manokwari locality green tree pythons, but some of these little triangles come up. These white dashes look like the blue kind of pattern on those green tree pythons. But at any rate, very dark, super highly iridescent animal. I don't know what I'm going to breed her to. She really doesn't, I think she's a posset anery, but that's it. I just kept her because she was so unique, so dark, so iridescent.
But we are naming
so
this
small.
this girl.
Yeah, we're going to name her right now.
Sweet. Go ahead and hit us with your name suggestions.
This is pretty cool. These little saddles that turn into bands. I always wanted to get a banded retic somehow. Maybe she'll be the key to a black and white banded retic. What do you guys think we should name this girl? We'll wrap it up a little quicker this time. So get your name suggestions in right away.
We're getting some names.
And we'll pick it out.
We got Onyx, Honey Boo Boo. How does everybody come up with
I don't know.
all the same names?
We have an Onyx and a Honey Boo Boo.
Maury, Morgan.
Did you say Moray?
Maury.
Maury? And
Not like moray eel, like Maury.
how does it?
Mori.
Oh, okay. And Morgan?
And then Morgan like the car company. Adelaide. Keone. Dark and Stormy like the cocktail. Matilda. Don't we have a Matilda?
We do have a Matilda.
Morse. Glenda.
You guys
Dorothy.
need to branch out a little bit further.
Come on, Adler. I see.
Dig
I
deep for
recognize
these
you,
names.
Adler. We have an Onyx. It's a ball python.
We do.
Ruffian, Avalanche, Omen, Leona, Pasha, Obsidian, Grimoire.
Omen. Perfect. I
Omen.
like it. Omen.
Omen. Omen
Who
it
said
is.
Omen?
Adam Ais. I say. Oof, man, I don't know how to pronounce
You're
it.
not too good with the
It's
pronunciation.
AYS with a squiggle and then E.
Woo. All right, Adam.
Adam.
There it is, buddy.
Here,
Omen.
I'll put on the main shot.
We
take
now
a
have
screenshot.
one of our foundational females named by you.
Take a
Congratulations.
screenshot, post it. We'll give you a shout out that you
Give a
named
shout out
this.
on our,
If you put it on your story, we'll share it. If you post it, we'll share it.
Hey, and listen, if the rest of you guys, if you want to be on the show, post your content. Post any content and use the hashtag what, Thomas?
Hashtag SD Show Live.
SD Show Live. Post it wherever you want to post it. Hashtag it. We'll find it, and we will include it in our next show. So for now, that's going to be us. That's all we got. Thank you for hanging around. Thank you for naming the snakes. If you guys are on Patreon, you can win the coffee mug giveaway. Just jump over to our Patreon live stream after party. We will see you there. Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
Now you mute your mic, and we give them serious FOMO as we show them.